All right, kiddos, this is for Chapter 4, Lesson 1. Okay, it should look like this. It's on page 114. 114. So if you don't have that out, go ahead and get it out. Pause the video, and when you are ready to go, unpause the video. All right, you've unpaused the video. Here we go. All right, so it talks about talking about time. We've actually been doing some of this in class, in our math class. All right, let's look at this. It says, the present is today. Did somebody say present? Do you have a present for me? No, I'm sorry, Beeves. We don't have a present for you. We're talking about social studies. How does the present have to do with social studies? How does it? Well, we're looking at present actually means something that's happening right now. So, right now. Yeah, right now, like today, like right now at this very moment, we would call it the present. But I thought you said before was the present. Yeah, well, the present is anything that's happening right now, so now is the present. Where's my present? Oh, Beeves, we're not talking about those kinds of presents. We're talking about the present means today. It's happening now. I don't think I get it. Well, just why don't we finish the paragraph, and you can stick around and watch it, and then maybe you'll understand, okay? Well, all right. Okay, so it says the present is today. Where's my present? No, Beeves, not that kind of present. Just listen. Okay. Now tells us about the present. The past is what happened before. Then tells about the past. The future is what will happen later. Tomorrow is the word that tells about the future. So we're talking about the words present, past, and future. Okay. So, like, what did you do yesterday, Beeves? Oh, I chewed down some trees. Oh, good. So that, when you chewed down trees, that's in the past, okay? Okay. And so, what is something you're going to do tomorrow? I'm going to use the trees and build a dam. Good. That is something that is in your future. So that's something that might happen tomorrow. All right. And what are you doing right now? I'm trying to talk to you about getting me a present. No, but yeah, you're kind of right, but not a present for you. You are in the present right now. That means it's happening now. So you mean you didn't get me a present? No, I didn't get you a present. I'm sorry. Oh, well, all right, I'm out of here. Silly guy. So present means it's happening right now. The past is what's already happened, and the future is something that will happen. Okay, so it hasn't happened yet, but it will happen. All right. So when we are talking about time, okay, it wants us to underline words that we use when we're talking about time. So you heard some words when I was talking to Beeves about like when it's happening in the past. It's something that happened then, right? Okay. And when we were talking about the present's today, and what's a word we would say about that? We would use the word now, so go ahead and underline the word now. And when we're talking about the future, we can use a word. Which word would we use? Yeah, we'd use the word tomorrow. So tomorrow would be a word we could use for the future. All right? Okay, I want you to go ahead and look at the bottom here. Okay? All right, you've got some pictures. I want you to pay attention to these pictures because there's more over here. Okay, all right, let's go back to the beginning. Look carefully at the time and what they're doing. Okay, here's the time, and that's what they're doing. Here's the time, and here's the time. So it looks like here he's eating breakfast. They're in school working on work. Looks like he's actually at home doing some homework. And it looks like he's brushing his teeth. Maybe he just got out of the bath. All right, let's move over to this page. This is page 115. All right, a clock tells time. A clock helps us tell time. Clocks show the time of day or night. Some clocks have hands to show the minutes and hours. Other clocks use numbers. Excuse me. Yeah, so what's a clock? Well, a clock's the thing that we use to tell time, like if it's 2 o'clock or if it's lunchtime. I still don't get it. Well, So it's this machine that what's a machine? Well, it's something that we put batteries in. What are batteries? Okay, well, let me ask you this, Let me ask you this, Spike. What do you use to tell the time? Like, how do you know when maybe it's time to eat lunch? My stomach tells me. Oh, well, okay. How do you know maybe that it's time to wake up in the morning? Oh, well, the sun comes up. Yep, that's what happens. How do you know how much time has gone by then? Oh, we have these things called sundials. And the sun makes a shadow, and it goes over and over and over again. And then when the shadow's all gone, well, sometimes the clouds are there. But then other times, it's all gone because the sun is gone. And then it's nighttime. And then it's time to go to bed. Okay, well, we use this thing. It's called a clock. And it helps us know when we're supposed to wake up and when we're supposed to eat lunch or when we're supposed to meet people. Whoa, that is very handy. I would love to learn how to use one of those. All right, well, if you want to learn how to use one of those, you can go to our website and you can go click on some of the lessons that we've been teaching time with. All right, I'll go do that. Bye-bye. All right, so a clock helps us to tell time, and it shows us the time of day. So down here, it wants us to draw a picture of the clock and to show what time it is now. So go ahead and draw yourself a clock. Okay, we're going to draw a dot in the center, and we're going to start with 12 at the top. Okay, we're going to put 3 off to the side here. We're going to put 6 at the bottom, and we're going to put 9 over there. That helps us so that we can space out the other numbers. So 1 goes here, and then 2, and then 4, and then 5, and then 7, 8, 10, and 11. If you need still more time, go ahead and pause the video, and then you can unpause it. Now for me, it is 11:30. Okay, it's 11:30. So remember, it means it's going towards from 11 to 12, but it's not there yet. It's halfway, right? So 30 means it's going to be, the minute hand is halfway around, but the hour hand, which is the short one's going to be pointing in between the 11 and the 12. The long hand is going to go all the ways down, kind of almost covering up the 6. Okay? So right now it is 11:30 for me. You can go ahead and copy that too. It might not be 11:30 for you. You could do your own time if you want to too. All right, go ahead and turn the page. Okay. Oh, actually, let me go back again. I apologize. So I had a couple questions for you. So is tomorrow before or after today? So think about that. If we're here today, is tomorrow going to be before today or after today? Yeah, it's going to be after today. Okay. All right, now look at these pictures again. Okay, and they do tell us about somebody's time in the events. Do these events show themselves in order that they happen? Yes, they do. Okay, morning, middle of the day, early evening, and then at night before he goes to bed. Okay, and is every day exactly the same? Like, do you do everything exactly the same at exactly the same time? No, things change. Here he might be eating breakfast at 7, but maybe tomorrow he's eating breakfast at 7:04, right? So not every day is exactly the same. We wear different clothes, we do different things at different times. Okay, go ahead and turn the page now. All right, so here we go. A calendar measures time. So we learned about how a clock measures time. Now we're going to learn how a clock measures, or how a calendar measures time. A calendar shows the days, weeks, and months of the year. It helps us keep track of or measure time. A calendar is a chart with rows and boxes. The name of the month is at the top. The days of the week are in the first row. There is a day in each box. Okay, so it wants us to look at this calendar and circle the day after July 3rd. The day after July 3rd. So first find July 3rd, and what is the day after it? Just point to it. Good. You should have, the day after July 3rd would be the 4th. So here's July 3rd, here is after July 3rd, so the 4th. So we're going to circle that. What do you think it means for this flag here? We actually talked about this in social studies earlier. So this is Thursday, July 4th. What is on the 4th of July? Yeah, it's Independence Day. That's when we have the fireworks and we celebrate our country becoming a country on its own. Now, what does each box on this calendar represent? Every box represents what? Good. It represents one day that's happened. Okay? And how can you keep track of your family and friends' birthdays? What could you maybe do? Yeah, for example, if your birthday or your friend's birthday is on July 13th, you could write on the calendar and that would help you keep track. And so you can kind of be checking off the days just like we would do in class. You could check off the days that you're having so that way you know when the birthday shows up. Okay? Let's go ahead and turn over here. We're going to be asked some questions now. It says, what two tools help you measure time? Tell how they are similar and different. So why don't you think about this? What's one tool? What's the first tool we learned about measuring for time? Yeah, the first tool was the clock. And what does it measure? Can you tell me what it measures?
Oh, yeah, I could tell you. You told me about this. So this is pretty cool. So, it measures hours and minutes. And it has these little, like, things that spin around and tells you how much time has gone by. And I kind of wish I had that when I was younger. I probably wouldn't have been so late to school all the time if I knew what time it was. Yeah, it would have been handy. Oh, well.
Yep, the clock is a pretty handy thing. We can even set alarms on it, can't we? Okay. Now, what is the other way that we can measure time? Yeah, it was the calendar. That's another way we can measure time. And how does it measure time? It measures time by telling the days, how many days have gone by. How are they the same? Yeah, they both keep track of time. Okay, they're the same because they both measure something. And they're different because the clock is telling you smaller amounts, right? Minutes and hours that are going by in one day. And a calendar is telling you about a lot of days going by. Okay? All right, so finish the sentence. When you keep track of time, you, what's the word we've been using over and over again? We measure it. Okay, so you're going to have to write kind of small, but you're going to write measure. M-E-A-S-U-R-E. So you measure it. Now it wants us to draw us in the past and draw yourself now. So for me, I'm going to draw myself like a little girl, okay? And I was in school, right? Okay? And now, and I'll just color in my cute little dress, and now I am much taller, and I'm going to draw a shirt this time because it's like I'm a teacher. So you can go ahead and draw yours as well. These are a little harder for me. All right, I got a neck and I've got a head and I've got eyes and I've got longer hair. Here we go. That's me. That's me now. It's my button-down shirt. Okay, my shoes. There we go. So, give myself a happy face then. So this is going to be me when I was a kid, and this is me as an adult. So maybe you instead, since you're not an adult yet, you could draw a picture of yourself when you were a baby, and then you can draw a picture of yourself now as a kid. All right? Okay, if you're not done drawing that, you can go ahead and push pause and finish. We still have 2 more pages because it's going to help you be able to do the assignment that you have today for social studies. So you're going to go ahead and turn the page. It says to interpret timelines. We'll go a little quick with this one. A timeline shows the order of events. You read a timeline from left to right. The earliest event is on the left. The latest event is on the right. This timeline shows how Aiden changed over time. It shows how some things stayed the same too. What happened in 2012? First, find the year on the timeline and put your finger on that year. Then look at the picture and read the sentence below 2012. So it wants to know 2012, so we can find that on here. and we notice it is right there. Okay, and the picture, there's a little family with a baby, and it says, I was born. So in 2012, this person was born. Okay, then the timeline skips to 2 years. I turned 2. Okay, and then it shows 2 more years going by, right, which means that they're 4, and it says my sister Malia was born. And then the present means happening right now. This person started first grade. So notice how the events are in order. You are going to be doing, your assignment today is to do your own timeline, very similar to this. You have just 4 events that you're putting on there. I would have one of your first events be when you were born. Have your last event be you now. What is something that you're doing now, or you're ending maybe first grade? And then you get to choose the years in the middle. Your parents can help you out with this. Maybe get some special things. Maybe it's when you got your first tooth, or maybe it's when you learned how to walk or went to preschool. Okay, so you get to choose how you put your timeline together on your timeline. All right, goodbye.